Hello YouTube friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Beth, the Red Cross Stitcher. And I know it's been a hot minute since I've been on here, and I do apologize. There was a time last year, toward the end of the year, that I wasn't doing much cross stitch, quilting. I kind of taken a break from mainly crafting, other than I did do some baking, and there toward the end of the year I did pick up the quilting and some sewing. So I've gotten back into it and just feel refreshed, and I've got some things I'd like to show you. So if you like the content of my video, would you please subscribe, like, share, comment, and do all the things we do here on YouTube? I would appreciate it. My channel is mainly cross stitch with quilting and sewing. I do have some crochet, knit, embroidery, and other things that I show throughout, and even into the baking that I do. And I enjoy showing and sharing that with you all as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I do have some finishes, and I just got back from Barefoot Needle Arts Retreat in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I'll talk about that, talk about some other retreats I've signed up for. So I hope you spend a little bit of time with me today. So the first one, I do not have the actual chart or the picture to show you. When I was at Barefoot Needle Arts Retreat, Susan, who is a gardener's needle, she handed out designs, a chart, to everyone who was there. And from my understanding, this is going to be a future release. I believe she said there were going to be 4. So I just have the chart. I don't have the actual picture to show. But while we were there, my friend Heidi, who also, she's the potty mouth stitcher. She also has an Etsy shop, and she brings a pop-up little shop that she does at Barefoot Needle Arts Retreat. And I bought some of her fabric. She and her sister Holly just started dyeing fabric. And I think the name of her company, or her Etsy shop, is the Cottage Cat. But I picked up 20 count Ada. She's dyeing Ada right now, 20 count, in the colorway Felix to do this one on, and I love it. This is Garden Variety, and this is the spring one. Now I did change some colors because of the fabric, the color choice that I chose. The white, or a light, it was almost cream, would not show up. So I did try a lighter yellow. It still didn't show up very well. So my friend Dina, who went to the retreat with us, she was using pink. So when I got home, I thought, well, you know, I'll use that pink, and I think that looks so cute. So I'm going to finish this, and then when I get into the haul section, I'll show you what I bought that I'm going to display this in. I'm going to finish it, not a stand-up, but like, I'm going to try to make it a little deeper than a normal pillow, but I am going to stand it in a nest, and I'll show you that, what I bought. But again, this is 20 count Ada with the, and Felix is the color. I did use her called for floss, with the exception of DMC 746. I did change to the pink, and I cannot even remember the color. That's my finish. So she will have 4 of these, and I'm assuming spring, summer, winter, autumn, and winter. All right, the next one that I did, my friend Gina, who came to the retreat in October, gave me some of her charts, and this is Sweet Land of Liberty by Primrose Cottages, or Cottage. I always say cottages. And I did this on 28 count. I want to say it was Barnyard. It's a Witchelt, but I'm not positive. And I did the called for floss. So I did that one. And you all that know me know I love patriotic. So I could stitch patriotic all day long. I do love it. And these were just some quick wins for me. Most of you know that I am dealing with some autoimmune issues, and so sometimes you know, I just don't have the energy to stitch or even to sew. But like I said, I am getting back and feeling back to normal, and enjoying cross stitching and knitting. And I did not bring my sock that I had finished, but I am enjoying being back in my room, my craft room, and it's just been a breath of fresh air. I haven't even been on social media a ton either during this time, but hopefully you'll see some more posts from me. So my next finish is from the Lori Holt Be in My Bonnet, the stitch card. These are set A. And I did the Cheerful Tulips and the Baby Chick. So I did those. I did use the called for floss. And those are my finishes. Not fully finished. I don't think I had any fully finished items. These were done on 28 count, I guess 28 count Lugana and white. So I'll turn those into pillows, little pillows to display. And I apologize for unzipping the zipper. So I could put them back because I keep her charts all together. So I've just got a big ring of floss that I keep in the bag that I can just continue to pull from when I do another stitch card. Okay, the last one that I did was also Gina gave me the chart. It's another Primrose Cottage. I'll say that correctly. Valentine's Day alphabet. So I did this one. This one was done on, it's either a 28 or 32. I want to say it was pink blush fabric, and I'm hoping the lighting is well. I don't have my ring light on today. I used the called for colors on that, and that is my finish for that one. So I'll go into now my WIPS, what I've been working on, and I will do some plans, some haul, and then I'll talk about the retreat and then some future retreats that I'll do. One of my Lori Holt bags that I made. This one is Country Cottage Needleworks, Merry Christmas, My Dear. And I am using, let's see, the DMC, all the DMC. I think there were a few Classic Colorworks, but I did all of DMC, or I'm using all DMC. And this is, I want to say maybe 20 count Ada, that petty point Ada. And that is where I am. So this one has, well, I'm about halfway there. I think I have I've got the other deer and the trees on this side, and then that bottom border to finish. And I will get that one going. I probably won't pull that out till maybe later in the summer. I might pull that out. The next one that I am working on is a Brenda Gervais With Thy Needle and Thread, Elizabeth Hunt, 1845. And there are, I want to say, she said there are 2 in this group. I want to say she said in her, one was done after maybe. She was, I think, 7 years old at the time. Yes. There is another one. So I don't think she has, if she has, she may have already released it, but, so I am doing this on 40 count, Vintage Country Mocha with the called for floss. Let me get my stuff back in here. And I changed my name on this. I am doing what Lori Holt's doing, more of a heritage. Let me move my needle to the back. A heritage wall. So I am doing, I am changing names on it. So I'm not putting Elizabeth Hunt. And let me see if I can pull this to the back. I have my contacts in, you all, and I can't see as well, but let me do that. Okay, so I have changed it to my name on this one. So there, I am maybe halfway done with this one. It's beautiful. So beautiful. And I am now starting on the house. So I do have the skeleton border done, and I'm making myself do the flowers as I go. So I'll do a little bit of the house and do some more flowers around it, but this is beautiful. So I have been working on that one. This one I, had intended to have done or finished by Christmas so I could give it to my son and his wife. I didn't make the goal, and I didn't put pressure on myself to, it was just like, it will be fine. I will give it to them later. And then that's okay. We've talked about that here before on my channel. Plans change. You can amend them, cancel them, alter them. give yourself grace. And there's no rush. There's no, we're all at different places on the journey. And if you've got to change, even because you don't like it after the fact, and that's okay too. So I just said, you know what? I'm not going to put the pressure on myself to try to finish it. I'll wait, and hopefully I will have it done over the next month or two, maybe 3 more months. He might get it this coming Christmas. But again, I'm not going to put the pressure on myself to finish it. But I am doing Dwelling Place by Teresa Kogut. I am doing this on, let's see if I have my card. 36 count Confederate gray with the called for colors. And this one for my son, our older son, because they are finished having children. And so I know I wanted to make a sampler for them. Our youngest son and his wife are not finished, so when they're done, I will also make them a sampler as well. But here is where I am. So that's how big it is. And I'm more than halfway, I guess, through, but still quite a bit to go. So I came down and worked on the house, came up around, I think I worked on maybe that, outlining this. Then I came down and started putting a few of the animals in and some of the grass. So that is Dwelling Place. And there's my bag. Now, again, I've said this, I don't know why I don't coordinate my bags better with what's inside. I don't necessarily consider this patriotic, even though it does have that feel to it. I have stuff in Christmas bags that's not Christmassy, so I need to be better about that, but I'm not. This one, I don't know how much more I have done on it. I am so close to being finished. This is one that I started at Barefoot's Retreat in October, I believe. This and the bag that I have it in is from Stacy, the 911 stitcher. And this one is a JBW, and I love her charts, but I can't read them. So I had to put this, ended up putting it in markup while I was at the retreat. I think I took a picture of it and blew it up. Bluebirds of Happiness by JBW. let's see, is that on my, I am using 40 count platinum with the called for colors, floss. Oh, sorry. Well, goodness. Get it together, Beth. And that's where I am. So I don't have a ton more. And again, I'm not sure how it's showing up with the lighting. I did not turn on the ring light. I thought I had enough natural light, so it may not be. but I apologize if not, but this is beautiful. Very, very dainty. So I have that one. This is one that I started at the retreat in February, or the one we just came back from. And I have that in this bag, little project binder. And this one is Redbird Sampler by Brenda Gervais with I Needle and Thread. That is stunning to me. And this is where I am. I am doing this on a 40 count unknown. I'm not sure the color there. It didn't have the tag still with it, but that is where I am. So I've done this one. My stack is falling. Okay. The next one is a restart. I had originally started it on, I want to say 25 count or 28 count. I can't remember which. I think it's Mushroom Lagana. And I was doing it 1/1. And y'all, I wasn't enjoying it. And I had like the top right corner done and just was like, nope, I'm gonna restart it. So this is the Lord's Prayer by Leela's Studio. And again, I'm not sure if it's Leela or Lila, but I'm saying Leela. So now I am doing it on the same fabric I started it on because I had bought a yard. But again, I think I don't know if I have no, I don't have my card. I'm almost positive it's 28 count Mushroom Lagana. And so it's going to be big. But that's where I am. Oh, y'all, I am so out of practice. This is in, let's see, this bag. Okay, this next one I am doing is Plum Street Samplers Sweetheart Hill. And I am doing this on, I think it's Swiss Mocha, 36 count Swiss Cocoa. And I am very close on this one. So pretty. Now, the only change that I may make, I am not positive, but I don't know if I'm gonna stitch that white. I belong to you or with you. I don't know if I'm gonna stitch that. I don't think I am, but I'm not sure. The next one is a stitching with the stitching with stitching with the housewives. Goodness, wreath swap 1. And I am doing this one here with the snowman. Okay, so I am doing this on, I do not remember the fabric. It is an Ada, and I'm gonna say it's a 16 count, but I don't have the name. It's a modeled one. And that's where I am. I've got several still to do of these. And I don't even know where my bag is. I have a bag full of all of these. I'm gonna have to set it down and find out. I kind of keep that together. Again, I put all the floss on one ring so I can pull from all of them, any one that I want to work on. The next one I'm doing with my friend Diane Dye from Be a Blessing Stitcher. We did this as both of our birthday starts last year, and then our group, our stitching group here that I stitch with, several of them were doing it as well. But she had the bag made for me, or bought from Sherry. So sweet. Put the little bling on it. That pretty? So pretty. So this is Let Freedom Ring by Leela's Studio. If I can get it out. I am doing the called for floss, and I am doing mine on 40 count Little Bunny, and I have just the tiniest of starts. Now we started this back in July, and that's all I have. I picked it up and just put a few more stitches in it. But that's what I've got. Okay, let's see. And I do like it on that fabric. That I think that's complementing it very well. I think Grandpa's sleeve was what it was called for. The next one was a restart as well. I had originally started this on I don't know if it was maybe this was what was Grandpa's sleeve, and Leela's Studio was something else. But this is Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. And I've done several out of this one. Let me get to the page where it shows it all. And that is the chart. And I am using the called for with 30 32 count Vanilla Cream by Rogue Fabrics. Now, I always thought I started in the right-hand corner because that's my typical place that I start. And I did a flower and kind of went across because I stitch in hand. I usually go from right to left and then down and back and then down the other side. Well, my border is not meeting up. And so I've not pulled it back out to see where my mistake is yet. But I'm off like I don't know, like 2 stitches. Let me get all the... So it's big on this 32 count. Let me see if I can hold it so you can see how big. That it is. Now, where I came, again, I go over this way, go down, and then I work my way back across. So let me fold it and show you. So now I'm down at the bottom here. And it right there. I am not meeting up. So I am going to have to go, I am hoping it is like right in here. I don't know if I can fudge it or not. First of all, I've got to even just see try to figure out where I'm off. So I put it away and just moved on to something else. I know that is the worst feeling when you do a huge border like that and it not meet up. And I'd like to know. So tell me in the comments, do you put the border around first, or are you working from the border a portion, then doing motifs to count and do it that way? I've tried both. My preferred method is to get the border in because I know if my border meets, I have a better shot of getting everything inside to meet. My problem is if I start and work off that border and start doing the motifs, and I did have an issue at the beginning, or how far down that I've gone, and now all the motifs may be off plus the border. I don't know. I'm just curious to see what you all do. What's your preferred method, specifically if you're stitching a border and it's something large like this? How do you do that? All right, that is all my cross stitch. So let me talk about the retreat a little bit, and then I'll show you my the gifts that I got, and then I'll show you my haul and kind of some of the other things. Like I'll show you the blocks behind me that I'm working on. So I was at Barefoot Needle Arts Retreat in February. It was the last week. Whatever that was, I think it's like the 6th, 7th, and 8th, and had a good time, had a very nice time. So several of the ladies in our stitching group locally went. So it's me and Michelle, which is made by Michelle McGraw. Stacy didn't get to come, 911 Stitcher. We missed her so much. We had Dina from our stitch group. And Karen and Denise, who come, they travel in to fly in to stitch with us. They're from, both of them are from Illinois. And let's see, and then Judy, and then I got to also see Kara, the Pink Daisy Stitcher. I got to see Michelle and meet her friend Martha, and Susan, who is a gardener's needle or a gardener's needle, just, it fills your heart to get to be with other like-minded people, and it just makes your cup feel good and overflow. And you know, it was good to get to go, and I'm glad that I got to go. And thanks to Memory and Amy for hosting. We had a really good time. And when I came back from the retreat in October, yes, I did not have Gina's bag that she made me, and I wanted to show it. It was so pretty. You all look at what she made. And Gina didn't get to come this year, or I'm hoping she gets to come again soon. But look at that bag. She knows that I love patriotic. I love it. And that's what's on the inside. I love it so much. Thank you, Gina. And then this time, Kara, the Pink Daisy stitcher, she knows I love red. And so she gave me Scarlet. This is Scarlet. Pirate and Robin. Scarlet. I love it. And then she stitched this. Isn't that beautiful? And how she finished it. It's just beautiful. Thank you, Kara. So pretty. And some people I don't know who gave me things. Sometimes they were laying there. Sweet lady doesn't use the floss drops, and she gave me these floss drops. I love them. Little strawberries. I got that. Michelle, made by Michelle McGraw. Look at these, y'all. The little Christmas tree and the little goose. And their little salt and pepper shakers. She gave me this and some candy and some floss. And this is by Leslie. Look at that. So cute. Dina gave, oh, and this Michelle gave us this as well. Dina had a bar of chocolate, and I already ate that, but I don't know if you can see that. She made us this and a bitty board. And I like how she even wrote on the back what it was for and the year she gave it. That was a very good idea. Let me put these here so they don't. I don't want to drop it. This is from Sassy Sippin' Southern Stitchers. And it was just the love. Let me take it out. Got that. And Michelle, look at this, gave me this. I love that little sheep. Look at that. It's a tape measure, you all. Put a little sheep. That is so cute. I love it. Got that. Judy said these were all vintage. She all made us one. They were all different. And they were vintage. And this is, I think, her husband's grandmother or great-grandmother tatted. And she put a pin with our initials on it. Look, so cute. And looky there, how pretty. A little pin cushion. I think this is from Denise, but I'm not sure. And got a threader, needle threader, and some chocolates. Oh. And Rachel gave us some embroidery. Let me see if I can get, and her bag. She put it in a beautiful bag, a Lori Holt bag. But we've got the needles, the hoop, all the floss, and that one. And that one. Love it. So we got the fabric and floss and everything to do both of these on. And then Cindy, I got a little bag full of all kinds of goodies. Tape measure, seam rippers, the little holders, bobbin holders, scissors, and some needle minders. Very sweet. Very, very sweet. And then Karen made us bags. So pretty. And I think that is all. Let me get into haul and then I'll go through some of the other things. So, and this goes into part of my plan that I'm wanting to work on. I bought a piece, let's see, is this a half yard? A half yard of sea glass by, I don't know how it's showing up. It's a light, very light blue. I bought a half a yard of this to restart a Savior's Praise. I did start this on, I want to say it was Confederate gray, did not like it. So I'm going to do it on blue. And I've already bought the Vicki Clayton silks to do it with. So that I bought, and that I am going to start. And I bought the Unstitcher. I bought that. I bought some John James needles. Now that I can't get the Peacemakers, I've got to find, I've tried the pony. I've just got to find some new ones. I bought some flosses that I needed. I bought, let's see, this is Fiber on a Whim Cream and Sugar 40 count. So it's got a little yellowish undertone to it. And then I bought 40 count flax. Okay, well, let me, hold on, I just dropped my stuff. Okay, I also bought Seaside Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. I got Joy to the World by Primrose Cottage. some of this came from Fat Quarter Shop. Joy to the World and Swoon 16 by Camille Ross Kelly. I got that. I bought Vintage Christmas by Lori Holt, a Bee in My Bonnet book, quilt book. I got that. And I got some Tula Pink. And I'm not usually a Tula Pink, like I don't quilt with Tula Pink. It's not one of my go-tos, but there was a beautiful print they had. It was giraffes, couldn't get it. They were sold out, but I thought it'd make a beautiful bag. So that's what all the little bunnies. Yeah. And then I bought that as the complementing fabric. And I've got to go get my bag too. I forgot that one. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have my daughter-in-law, her mother, they had moved back in the summer and asked me, did I want her sewing machine? And I'm like, sure. So Alan got it out and he was going to, I didn't even know what kind of machine it was. We didn't even open the top, but it's a Kenmore 158. It is a beautiful, beautiful machine. So pretty. I've still got to name her. I haven't named her, but I love her. And I had to buy some bobbins and some presser feet, and I still have to get the manual. But it is in pristine shape. It's probably from, I think it's 74. Just lovely. She's tan and I love her. So I got some things, had to get some things for her. So let me move on to some of the things that I've been making, and I will then, I don't have the pattern for this, but I took a class with my Quilt Guild, and it was on a patch, was it scrappy patchwork or a patchwork duffel bag, and I'm not sure even where my pattern is, but I made mine. Get it? It's got pockets on each side, and this is Bonnie and Camille. I want to say this is Shine On fabric. I didn't make the straps. We just my friend Della and Denise and I took the class, and so I just bought, Della bought our hardware and the straps for it. But it is beautiful, and it's got the double zipper. That's a zipper by Annie. And that's the inside. And the inside is done with binding. You bind it. But it is a beautiful bag, and I will make another one. I used Soft and Stable by Annie, Soft and Stable. So the bag holds up really well. But I made that. And let's see. This is what I made. I went to a quilt retreat in October, and I made everybody a little pin cushion. The little chick. Its little eyes right there are the pins. And I made mine out of Lisa Bonjean's Primitive Gatherings fabric. And you just ruffle for the little cone and the beak with the little comb, I guess, or feathers, whatever. But I think she's cute. So that was something I made. And let me get my book again. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to pause one more time. Okay, I'm back. I am definitely rusty with this. I made a few bags. This one is from Scrappiness is Happiness book by Lori Holt. So I made a few of these, and the quilt blocks behind me are blocks out of this book. And on Lori Holt's blog, she has a layout that you can lay out if you do one of each block. And there may be a few of the smaller blocks you do too, but she has a layout for this. I am doing mine in Bonnie and Camille fabrics, just a stash. So it's a mixture of quite a few lines that I keep. And so that's what I am doing that quilt out of. And was there anything else out of that one I have done? I don't think, oh yes, I am doing another quilt. Let me show you. Actually, I'm doing it as a wall hanging, and Lori did hers. I don't think that's got anything I can, in black as a background. And I am doing this, and I'm using yellow because I wanted it really springy. So my background is yellow. Let me see if I can turn you around and let you see. These are some of the blocks for that right there. So I'm using yellow. I ran out of the yellow, so I have got to, let me turn you back. I have got to, I'll probably move this, sorry. I hope I didn't make you sick. I ran out of the yellow, so I need to do the sashing and the border, and I am going to, several of us are going to a quilt shop tomorrow, so hopefully I will be able to find that. So I'm sorry, I know this is plastic. I should have taken this out. The bird that I stitched from A Gardener's Needle, Susan's, I've got a few things from Hobby Lobby. But look, I am going to finish it, and I'm going to display it in the nest. I think that will be very pretty. So that's how I am going to display that. Oh, the other thing. So let me keep moving you without making you sick. I made several shirts for Christmas and for all my grandbabies and my children, and Alan and I all got shirts for Christmas that I did. I did this one. This is says Stitcher. Now this one I did applique on the top, just use my blanket stitch around it. And I bought a pack of wooden, I'd hate to pause you again to go get it, but wooden, let me pause you, I want to show you. Okay, I'm back, but I wanted to show these to you. I bought them, they're well, not individually, they come in a pack of 2. They are in the wood pile section, and what I was looking for was a alphabet that would fit at least on a jelly roll, not be wider than a jelly roll. And these are all, I think they're 1.75 inches, maybe tall, and they're just wooden. And I store them in a wide mouth mason jar. And they come in a pack of 2. So Della and I, my friend Della and I split them. So they come like this. And so they're thicker than a chipboard, but it's easy to trace around. And when you do it, if you're using applique to do it on the front, when you trace it on the back, I put a heat and bond on the back, and then trace it, and you trace it, you know, wrong side down. So that way when you cut it out and you put it on your fabric, it is the correct way. And so I got all the alphabet. So I've got them all in here that I keep. And again, these all fit on they're less than 2.5 inches. I forget what the exact size of the largest one. You know, something like a W or are a little wider, but they all are less than the size of a jelly roll. So they're less than, I think they're right at 2 inches. But anyway, that's what I did on this shirt. Let me pull her up so you can see her. And because I don't want to keep moving you and getting you sick. So that's how I did that. I just used my applique and attached it and sewed it from the front. This sweatshirt and this one that I have on is a sweatshirt from Walmart. I don't know, like $14 or something. You can buy those Gildan, I think it's Gildan, sweatshirts from Hobby Lobby or Walmart, but these are a different, this is almost like maybe a French terry on the inside. They're nice. So then I did several of these. Like I said, I made all of us one for Christmas, and then I made this one before I left to go to the retreat. So I had that for the retreat as well as this one. The one I have on is a reverse applique, my first time doing reverse applique, and I love it. And it is, let's see, I love fabric. Isn't that nice? That was fun. This one was a download, and you cut all the pieces out. That's a little harder for me. The one on this shirt was very easy because those little wood letters you can trace just fine. This was paper, and even on cardstock, I think it would still be difficult to trace because it shifts on you. And it moves. So I traced it on the front of my sweatshirt, and the download I got it from, I think her name or her channel is Stitch Obsessed. And I cut it out, you place it, I traced it on the front of my sweatshirt. And once you get it laid out where you know that it's straight and you want it to be, I put a ruler, a big ruler over top of them, so I could only do one at a time. And once I did this one, I moved it away and did the other one. It still is more difficult to do. And then you put your fabric underneath, make sure it's bigger than what you traced out. And I stitched from the front, and then I cut it out from the back, and then you pull your sweatshirt apart from the material and cut around to get that reverse applique, so it's visible. It was harder for me to get straight and to maneuver it because of those paper pieces. So I am going to look for some wooden ones that are smaller, so they're not all uppercase like the stitcher that I did. So I want to play around with that as well. And I think that was all. Oh, you know, Barefoot did give us, I meant to tell you, they did give us a bag of stuff. They gave us a name badge holder, a needle book, and a notebook. And they gave us a magnetic needle case as well, which I thoroughly enjoy. I love that. So let me talk to you about some plans that I have. I do want to start a Savior's Praise. I also want to start, because of it being the 250 anniversary this year of America, I want to continue on. And these are all courtesy of Gina, my friend Gina. I am going to do God Bless America and America. Home, what is it? My Home Sweet Home. I'm going to do these two on the same linen I did the other one on. Barn Gray, 28 count Barn Gray. I'm going to do that. I'll start Savior's Praise. That right now are the ones that I know that I'm wanting to start continuing to finish. I'm hoping I'm really close to Sweetheart Hill, and I'm getting close on that JBW, so I'm hoping that I can get that done. I also signed up for another retreat. I am going to Stitchin' Kitten, their retreat in April. So I've signed up for that. I have a quilt retreat that I'm going to in March that is fairly local here. So I'm going to go with my friends for that. Can't wait for that. And the only other thing I wanted to show you was some of my, I don't have anything right now to show you baked wise that I could pull out that wasn't in the freezer. And I think I've told you all and shared with you, I like to batch bake. So when I do my baking, I like to make, I sometimes will double, even quadruple a recipe. And I like to individually freeze them in bags that I can pull out of a freezer bag. So I individually wrap them or put them in a bag, and then I put that into a freezer bag. And we are really enjoying English muffins and bagels right now are our two big things that we're loving a lot. And we use our English muffins for hamburger buns, for breakfast, for sandwiches, and it's just easy to make. They're really easy to have on hand and to put into the toaster. So we do love that. But, you know, I've talked to you about my fresh milled flour. We're doing that. And these two, I don't have my big buckets of it yet, so I like to store them in the, you know, the mason jars. These are some spelt berries. And these are kamut. And each one of them have a different taste, but I will store them in these. The ones that I use the majority of, these usually I mix in with either a hard red or a hard white or a soft white. Those are the 5 that I typically use. I use hard white, hard red, soft white, kamut, and spelt. And there's more. There's rye, there's einkorn, but those are the ones that we're using and we're loving. And I encourage you, if you are thinking about baking, to try that and incorporate sourdough into it. I was talking to Susan and Michelle and Kara about how I store my sourdough in the refrigerator until I'm ready to use it. And I pull it out the day before, give it a feeding, discard the next morning, and feed it again to be ready to bake later in the day, and to be able to incorporate that as well into anything you're making. If you have the opportunity, you don't have to leave it on your counter and feed it all the time. But I encourage you to make homemade and preserve and do all those things too. These are a craft. I consider that a hobby. I really enjoy. I love to bake and cook. So I'm so thankful that you stayed with me and you keep coming back time and time again. Thank you all so very much for being a part of my life. I appreciate it. And I will see you all next time. Bye.